Most people think luxury is about leather seats, a starry headliner, and a badge that makes the valet stand up straighter. Those people have not seen what 2026 just unleashed on the world. Because this year, the word luxury got fused with the word unhinged. And the results are absolutely, spectacularly, borderline irresponsible. We're counting down 6 of the wildest luxury cars of 2026, ranked from least to most insane. No press release fluff, no manufacturer spin, just a brutally honest verdict on each one. What makes it genuinely wild, what's overrated, and exactly why it lands where it does. Buckle in. The tension builds all the way to number 1. And trust me, you do not want to skip ahead. Number 6. The Rolls-Royce Spectre. The Rolls-Royce Spectre isn't just another electric car, it's a Rolls-Royce that just happens to be electric. And electric power provides the kind of silent, effortlessly torquey propulsion that made Rolls-Royce famous, then takes it to the next level. The base Spectre puts out 585 horsepower, hits 60 miles per hour in 4.3 seconds, and tips the scales at over 6,400 pounds. On standard 22-inch wheels, it delivers an EPA estimated range of 291 miles. The starting price? $397,750. Here's the honest take. The Spectre is genuinely wild for a Rolls-Royce because the brand skipped hybrids entirely and went straight to full electric, which takes real nerve. The door panels feature tiny LED lights sparkling in the area surrounding the armrests, and there's an endless array of personalization options and material choices. What's overrated? The performance numbers. 4.3 seconds to 60 is quick for a living room on wheels, but next to the cars ahead on this list, it's practically a Sunday stroll. The Spectre lands at number 6 because it's the wildest Rolls-Royce ever made, and that's both its superpower and its ceiling. But if a silent $400,000 electric couch is only number 6 on the wildness scale, you have to wonder what's coming next. Number 5. The Lamborghini Revuelto. Carrying 1,001 combined horsepower into its 3rd model year, the Revuelto sees 3 electric motors work alongside a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12 through an 8-speed dual-clutch gearbox to a permanent all-wheel drive system, with all of it sitting inside a carbon fiber monofuselage structure. The starting sticker price is $668,794. Here's the honest take. 1,001 horsepower from a screaming V12 paired with electric motors is, objectively, deranged. The sound alone should come with a warning label. The unlimited ad personam personalization program means no 2 customer cars need to be identical, so you can have your existential crisis delivered in your very own shade of blinding orange. What's overrated? The electric range. The Revuelto can travel just 6 electric-only miles before the gas engine kicks on. 6 miles. You'd burn through that pulling out of the showroom and doing a victory lap. The Revuelto lands at number 5 because it's the most theatrical car on this list, but theatrical and genuinely technically insane are 2 slightly different things. Speaking of genuinely technically insane, the next entry starts at over $2 million and is already sold out. Number 4. The McLaren W1. The W1 packs 1,258 horsepower and 988 pound-feet of torque. Hits 60 miles per hour in 2.7 seconds. Reaches a top speed of 217 miles per hour, weighs just 3,084 pounds dry, and carries a starting price of $2,100,000. It is limited to only 399 units worldwide, all of which are reportedly already spoken for. Here's the honest take. The W1 is the successor to the famed F1 and P1, and it earns that lineage. You can really get hold of it and hustle the chassis, feeling the tires scramble for grip behind you, grinning at the way the engine absolutely rips as it homes in on the 9,200 RPM limiter. That is not a car. That is a controlled explosion with a steering wheel. Brakes and steering are hydraulic, now very unusual in the hypercar sphere because McLaren believes the connected feel simply cannot be bettered. What's overrated? The electric range? A staggering 1.6 miles of pure EV driving. That's not a feature, that's a rounding error. The W1 lands at number 4 because it is a masterpiece of driver engagement. But the 3 cars above it have gone somewhere even further beyond. And further beyond is precisely the territory the next car was designed to occupy. Number 3. The Ferrari F80. The Ferrari F80 is the most powerful road car to leave the Maranello factory, pairing a twin-turbocharged V6 with a 3-motor hybrid system, in a limited run of 799 examples. Powered by a Le Mans-derived twin-turbo hybrid V6 producing 1,184 horsepower, the F80 represents Ferrari's most advanced road car ever built. It reaches a top speed of 217 miles per hour and accelerates from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 2.15 seconds. Ferrari will only make 799 examples, starting at 3.6 million euros. Here's the honest take. An active rear wing underbody aero elements, a front triplane, and an F1-inspired S-duct combine to generate an astounding 2,200 pounds of downforce at only 155 miles per hour. That means this car is pressing itself harder into the road at highway speed than most cars weigh. Where the LaFerrari used a naturally aspirated V12 with a single electric motor, the F80 introduces a twin-turbocharged V6, mated to 3 electric motors, making it the first Ferrari road car with a fully driven front axle. What's overrated? The V6 backlash. Yes, purists wept that there's no V12. Despite spitting out a face-melting 1,184 horsepower, the fact that the F80 has 6 fewer cylinders than the LaFerrari has disappointed some fans. But here's the cold verdict. A V6 that produces over 1,000 horsepower, while being directly descended from Le Mans winners and Formula 1 cars, is not a downgrade. It's evolution. The F80 lands at number 3 because it is the most technically sophisticated road car Ferrari has ever built. And yet somehow, 2 cars on this list make it look almost reasonable. Almost. Because what comes next is where luxury car and fighter jet begin to share a postal code. Number 2. The Aston Martin Valkyrie. With total power at 1,139 horsepower and a power-to-weight ratio of 844 horsepower per ton, it has a top speed of 220 miles per hour and gets to 62 miles per hour in 2.6 seconds. It's a rear mid-engined, rear-wheel drive car, and there's only one power level available from a 6.5-liter V12 mild hybrid petrol engine. Just 150 units of the Valkyrie Coupe are being hand-built at Aston Martin's UK headquarters in Gaydon, taking more than 2,000 man-hours each to create. All are already sold. Here's the honest take. The Valkyrie was co-developed with Red Bull Racing's Formula 1 division, and it shows. This is not a car you get into. This is a car you strap yourself into like a pilot. The cockpit is so tight and so extreme that there are weight restrictions for drivers, not a typo. The Aston Martin Valkyrie has a top speed of 250 miles per hour, achieved only because 4,000 pounds of downforce keeps you pressed to the earth. 4,000 pounds of downforce. At speed, the Valkyrie pushes down on the road with more force than the car itself weighs. That is the definition of wild. What's overrated? The practicality narrative. Some reviewers try to describe this as a grand tourer. It is not. It is a road-legal racing car that occasionally tolerates your presence on public roads. The Valkyrie lands at number 2 because it is the closest thing to a Formula 1 car you can legally drive to the shops, and yet there is one car in 2026 that dares to go even further. And here we are, the moment you've been waiting for. Number 1. The Bugatti Tourbillon. The Bugatti Tourbillon is a hypercar with big shoes to fill, replacing the hallowed Chiron and ushering Bugatti into a new hybrid era. At its heart sits a new naturally aspirated 8.3-liter V16 engine co-developed with Cosworth that revs to 9,000 RPM, paired with 3 electric motors and a 24.8 kilowatt-hour battery to produce a combined 1,775 horsepower. Bugatti claims a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of 2 seconds, and a top speed of 276 miles per hour. Only 250 examples will be built, and deliveries start in late 2026. The price starts at 3.8 million euros, about $4.45 million before options. Here's the honest take. The Tourbillon is not just a fast car, it is a philosophical statement. Every other manufacturer looked at the future and reached for turbochargers or pure electric power. Bugatti looked at the future and said, 16 cylinders, naturally aspirated, no turbos, revving to 9,000 RPM, with electric motors as a supplement rather than a substitute. The Tourbillon sits at the cusp of Bugatti transitioning to electrification, but does it to spectacular effect with a high-revving, naturally aspirated V16 engine, deliberately chosen to preserve mechanical drama and emotion over brute-forced induction. And then there's the interior. The instrument cluster has been crafted by Swiss horologists and looks for all the world like a priceless timepiece. It is composed of over 600 parts, made from titanium and gemstones including sapphire and ruby, and set as the focal point of the cabin, with the steering wheel rotating around it to ensure the instrumentation is always in your line of sight. A dashboard built by watchmakers. That is not a car feature. That is art. What's overrated? The "it's sold out" narrative used as a substitute for criticism. Yes, all 250 are allocated, but at roughly $4.5 million a copy, the Tourbillon needs to be scrutinized, not just worshipped. The cold verdict is this: it earns every penny and every superlative. It is the undisputed #1 wildest luxury car of 2026, a machine that somehow makes every other hypercar on this list feel like it's playing it safe. There you have it. 6 cars. One brutal, honest countdown. From a $400,000 electric palace on wheels all the way up to a 16-cylinder, Swiss watchmaker dashboard, 276 miles per hour monument to automotive ambition. If you think one of these should have ranked differently, or if there's a 2026 machine we missed that deserves a spot on this list, drop your take in the comments right now. And if you want more no-fluff, no-hype breakdowns of the machines that are genuinely reshaping what cars can be, hit subscribe. We'll be back before you've even finished reading the Bugatti's spec sheet.